welcome back to the Lovely Day Show. If my voice sounds a little scratchy or like rougher than usual, or quieter, I cannot talk as loud as I would like to because my throat is hurting really bad. But it's been a minute since I even thought of a YouTube idea because I just have a lot going on, and I just wanted to put something out, even if it is just a quick little update that I know isn't going to do as well as some videos, which I'll get to that in a little bit. But so yeah, just stuff I've been doing recently. I lost my front tooth.
Lord, I'm having a heart attack. Damn, this is some scary shit.
I got to perform for the first time ever last week in drag outside of my school.
Okay, hold on. I think I'm ready. Okay, go.
I got second place, which is amazing. It was at this amazing bar called the Black Circle. The hosts were amazing, and the person who beat me was amazing. So I couldn't ask for, anything better. Well, winning would have been amazing, but for my first time, I think I did pretty well. But yeah, that's honestly all that's happened. I caught up on some schoolwork, so that's great. I still have a lot to get done, but catching up, I try to tell myself that I'm just gonna sit in my room, I'm not gonna do anything, I'm not gonna be allowed to be on my phone, which never ends up working because half the work I have, I need my phone to actually get done. It's a lot of vocab and I don't have the book. I tell myself, I'm gonna turn off my TV, I'm gonna put in my headphones, I'm gonna listen to music and then just get the work done, but that never ends up working. I just sit there and then I start getting really overwhelmed because, especially with math, because I don't understand it. My entire life I've been good at math, except I don't want to even just blame COVID. A lot of family stuff happened around the end of 9th grade that just took me out of school completely, and math is unfortunately one of those subjects where if you don't pay attention now, you're not going to understand it later. And now I'm also trying to figure out business math or quantitative reasoning, which is a college class, while having that class first period, but then with the rest of my day, with the rest of my work, also trying to figure out how to do pre-calc, because the school I want to get into does not accept quantitative reasoning as a math credit. So I have to take pre-calc or trigonometry, so I'm just going to take trigonometry next semester. But in order to do that, I have to understand the basics of pre-calc. But I don't take that class, and they can't just switch me over. So there's been that, on top of I have to write 5 essays, and I've never really been good at English at all. Writing essays, just sitting down and writing isn't, especially when I don't actually care about what I'm writing. Just writing and reading has never been my strong suit. And unfortunately, this teacher's kind of an asshole, so she doesn't really care about anything other than us getting the work done. And then she doesn't upload the grades, so I don't know what's missing and what's not. I don't know how much I have to write for each one. And because of my tooth, I have not been to school at all this week. And it's Wednesday. No, today's Tuesday, but tomorrow's Wednesday, and I won't be there until Thursday. So then I'll be a week behind on work, but try not to stress myself out about that, because I already do. Lord knows I do enough stressing myself out as it is, but that's just something. So basically, this all started when I was 8, and trigger warning, if you don't like hearing about anything to do with teeth and gums and fucking cysts and medical stuff, I'll put a timestamp, just skip ahead. So basically, when I was 8, right, at our old house, we had, my sister's room was it was an enclosed deck. It was a front room, but not really. I think it's a mud room, but it wasn't a mud room. It really, what I would think of when I hear mud room, it was kind of like that, except it was just an empty room. So I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be a porch, but it was part of the inside of the house. It had walls, actual walls. It was insulated, I don't know. It was weird, but Basically that room was my sister's room, and it had really thick ceramic tile. And one day, me and my brother, we shared a room at the time. We were playing tag, and the house was really small. So I run into my sister's room, grabbed like the corner, and I did not know that my uncle and my sister were cleaning, and they had just finished cleaning her room. And so they mopped the floor, and the floor was still wet. So I go running in there. I grab the corner, and I go to like turn while like my arm is on the door, and then my feet go to slip, but my arm is still like this. So I fall face first, and instead of falling like on my nose, on my head, I fall teeth first, and my teeth shattered like this, like a triangle. And so then I had to get them filled, whatever. Over the course of the next, like, I want to say 3 or 4 years, they just kept breaking. Like, I think they broke like 5 or 6 times again. And so that eventually caused a cyst to form on my gums after a while. I don't really know why, but I'm pretty sure that's what caused it. And it was on this side. And so they had to do a partial root canal. Because I was too young to get a full root canal, I guess. And so they had told me around the time I turned 18, I'm probably gonna have to come back and get a full root canal, right? And they were like, maybe, like it wasn't like guaranteed thing. So I just stopped thinking about it. I was like, okay, this doesn't have to happen. So then in September, I turned 18, September of this year. And then it's November right now. I went to buy a tag off of something, which especially if you have fake teeth, do not use your teeth for shit. I just learned that. I've always used my teeth for everything. And instead of using my canines, I use my front tooth. And as soon as I put pressure on that tooth, it literally popped out of my mouth. Okay. It may or may not be an hour and a half later because I ran out of storage. Because I bought 2 terabytes the other day and didn't realize that was just my iCloud. That's not my iPhone. But I thought I was going to try to be cute and record this in 4K for you guys. But, my phone said, no, bitch. In fact, you're going to spend an hour deleting shit. Long story short, I have an appointment tomorrow. Hopefully they can fix it tomorrow. Okay, I was just using a iron that wasn't even on, so. I learned how to sew since my last video. I did spend 3 days trying to learn how to thread the needle using the automatic threader, and then I literally tried to do it by hand once without the automatic threader and did it the first time. So there's that. But I didn't think I could but I also did buy a different thread, so that could have been why. But the automatic threader is just not the way to go. Like, if you can do it by hand, please do it by hand, because the automatic one does not always work. And that's supposed to make it easier. It sure as hell was a lot harder. So, how's everyone's Thanksgiving? I had an okay Thanksgiving. I had 2 Thanksgivings actually, because my friend, her and her parents fostered me for a little bit, and they've always been like family, like my second family, and they live right across the neighborhood. I went over there, but thankfully they celebrate on Thursday. They don't celebrate the Thursday, they celebrate the Saturday after. Every year I get to do my Thanksgiving and then my second Thanksgiving a few days later, so that's great. I worked Black Friday. I really thought it was going to be a lot worse, especially the store I work at. I thought it was going to be crazy, but it was actually pretty chill. There was not a lot of people. There's more people every other day than there was on Black Friday. Black Friday just doesn't Black Friday anymore. It really just doesn't. Like, Black Friday, when I was growing up, I'd hear about people literally dying. Like, people getting trampled to death, kids getting lost, people getting fucking felonies over a fucking toaster.
A full-grown woman taking a doll out of a child's hair? Got my doll! I got my doll!
This is not giving. People aren't doing like dollars off, they're doing percentages now. And everything's online. And even the Cyber Monday, like, I have not seen nearly as many deals as I feel like I have the past few years. Like, everything, no one's really giving deals anymore. Hey, capitalism's bad, boo-hoo, but like, come on now. So, I've been thinking a lot about men and this is so stupid. About, like, I am a walking stereotype when it comes to being gay, especially being a gay teenager. I often fall for the trope of falling in love with my straight friends. Because I don't know what it is. I don't want to be like, oh my god, I have daddy issues. But like, that is probably what it is. And it's a problem. And I like ask myself why I do it, but there really is no definitive answer. It's just something that happens and I don't really even really think about it. It just happens. And a lot of the times I fall for my straight friends because any man that is close to me, any man that gives me positive attention, I'm like I try to think about why this could be happening, because I'm not used to, I really am not like used to getting positive attention, like at all. Like when I was a kid, I didn't really get much attention unless it was negative, because I would always be in trouble for something. When I was in middle school and like early high school, I had access to the internet unmonitored, and I found websites where random men and random other lonely teenage gay boys would give me attention. And so I started looking for attention in men. I've heard a lot of adults be like, teenagers convince themselves that they have to find the love of their life in high school. And I try so hard not to be that person where I just convince myself this person that I'm crushed on is like life or death. And it's gotten better over the years. There was this one boy, when I was at the shelter, I was focusing on, I'll just use his real name because nobody I know knows him, Landon. And because he was at the shelter and he was cute. I love a cute little white boy, and he was a cute little white boy with like blonde and like lavender hair, and it was so cute. And so that's all I focused on. And he was bisexual. And so I convinced myself we were gonna fall in love. Convinced myself, I knew this boy for 2 weeks, and those 2 weeks really fucked me up. Like even still to this day, like I'm not. That shelter was the shortest yet longest experience of my entire life. In the 3 months I was there, I met over 40 kids. 40 kids in and out of there. And there was never more than 12 kids at a time. That being said, I was also, at the time, I met this boy. And we're gonna call him DM. I know he knows my YouTube channel. DM, if you're watching this video, hi. I know you're gonna know I'm talking about you because I can't hide this situation. Like you experienced this situation I'm about to talk about. And all of his friends know too, so they'll probably know I'm talking about him too. So I don't care. I had a crush on him. We had English class together. And William, if you're watching this, hey Buki, you know exactly who I'm talking about too, don't you? He'll know I'm talking about him. It doesn't fucking matter. But we had English class together, so I'd see him every day. And he's the type of straight boy where he pretends to be gay with his friends because they think it's funny, right? And basically, I started making it very clear, to me at least, and apparently I talked to one of his friends the other day, somehow that situation got brought up. Because we were talking about his girlfriend and how she didn't like me for a while. Like, all of them knew I had a crush on him, but he didn't know. And he was just telling them we're just good friends. So this entire time, I thought I was being clear. He was still acting gay because that's just how he does with his friends, which I don't understand. One of his friends I talked to about it, he agreed that it's weird to act like acting gay, which is still weird with your straight friends, is different than acting gay with a gay friend, because that's different. Like, I am actually gay. But he's kind of slow, so you gotta excuse him. Basically, I ended up telling him one day over text. I think I told him over text, I'm pretty sure. Like, he knew. I've told him several times I think he's cute in several different ways. Like, I think he knew. I think he got some type of enjoyment out of it, but I don't think he's gay. Do I think he's straight? No, but also that's his journey. I got very attached to him, and then he started dating this girl. Now, me and this girl were friends, kind of, and we had science class together in 10th grade. And so I didn't really know who she was, though. Like, I was friends with her cousin more than I was friends with her, but she always sat with her cousin in that class. But they started dating, and then that just like ruined my whole year. I don't know why. They're still together today, so I'm trying to watch what I say. I actually don't give a fuck. Ended up telling him over text. Then some of it was on Instagram, And then he, halfway through, he was like, text me on iMessage. And I was like, why? He was like, just do it. I texted him on iMessage and he was like, she has my Instagram, so I don't want her to know what you're saying. Basically, we talked. He was like, explain to me, like, I'm straight, I have a girlfriend, I don't like you like that. I knew it. Like, I knew that the whole time. I'm stupid. But, you know, the heart wants what it wants. It hurt me. I cried. I told my friends, I was like, fuck him, fuck guys, they're so fucking stupid, yada, yada, yada. But he was just oblivious the whole time, and I just fell in love with a straight man once again. Then one day I checked my close friends and I saw he was on there. I didn't know I had him on there. And so, because I went to post about him on my close friends and I checked if he was on there before. Then, I don't know if I told him this or not, but I literally removed him and then added him back because I wanted him to see it. But I wasn't going to say it to him. And I was like, how the fuck are you straight, but you're holding my hand? How are you straight, but you're making comments about my ass every time I stand up? Yada, yada, yada. Like, just really going off on my close friends. And then he, of course, within the hour, responded to it. Like I knew he would. Because men are what? Predictable. Especially straight men. We ended up having an argument, kind of. And then one day, I'm messaging him. This was like weeks later. I replied to his story because he posted something on his story. And I was like making fun of it as a joke. And then I go to, like, the story was gone when I opened the messages. And I was like, not you deleting your story. He said I didn't. So then I go to check his profile. And it says, because he has a private account, it said I didn't follow him. And he didn't follow me. So I was like, did you block me? And he was like, no. And I was like, then who did? I was like, then what happened? And he was like, I think you know. And that was kind of, we were both in agreement of like, oh, this bitch done blocked me from his page. So then and then she started giving me, his girlfriend started giving me dirty looks in the hallway. And then like, just not, like just being really weird. And I get it, like I do, but also like, if I messaged him, right, saying I like him, he said I have a girlfriend. He said that on Instagram and in iMessage several times. So she saw that. I did not text him romantically a single time after. Why did you feel the need to do that? Like, I really just don't get that. And so I let it go. I ignored her because I'm not about to sit here and argue with. I don't have time for that. I didn't talk to her. She didn't talk to me. But I still talk to him occasionally. And then I just came to the conclusion she didn't like me because of that. The story doesn't really go anywhere. Me and him are still are cool, I guess. I don't really talk to him as much because I still like him, but I'm also not like when I liked him before, I was like convinced myself, oh, he's gonna be my boyfriend, even if it has to be a secret, like he's gonna fall in love with me, we're gonna be together. And I was like, no. Like I grew up and I was like, no, it's not realistic at all. I've only ever had really one real boyfriend, and that was in the middle of me being homeless and staying in at a hotel. And guess what? So was he. So it was kind of just like trauma bonding in a way. I don't think we really were meant for each other. We are teenage boys, and teenage boys are very, so we were, rabbits, basically, for a good month or two, like every day, multiple times a day. It was not good. It was like we weren't really dating. We were more just like buddies. So, but eventually there was this boy that I would meet up with occasionally before we got together. And right. So one time he messages me, and the hotel I was staying at was like near his house. And he was like, my mom kicked me out and I'm freezing. Can I please, I need somewhere to go for a little bit. I knew what he wanted. I knew he really didn't need to come to me. But I let him, and I ended up cheating on Antoine. And I felt really bad about it. Afterwards, during it, I obviously wasn't thinking about that. That day, when I was dating Antoine, and Antoine had him and his family got kicked out of that hotel for whatever reason. And then they had switched hotels, and I knew when he messaged me and said that he needed somewhere to go, I knew it was going to end up happening, and I still let it happen. He came there, he was just sitting in the hotel room. It wasn't like we weren't talking or anything. He was just literally came in there and sat, and by the time, like literally as soon as I opened the door, I knew what he wanted. I could just tell, like I knew, like because he's what? Predictable and straight. Okay. Right. That's not what your facial expression said. But basically, I was bored and I needed to go call my friend. So I snuck in the bathroom and called my friend, and then I came out and I was sitting on my bed before I went to the bathroom. And then I come back out and he's sitting on my bed where I was. So I was just like, okay, fuck it, I don't care. And then I just let it happen. And then we start making out, and then we finished. Well, he finished. And then he, literally like fucking clockwork, he does it every time. He was like, oh, I gotta go. He pretends to look at his phone and then was like, oh, I gotta go. Like every single time. And so he left. And then not only did he leave, he literally checked the hallway before he left. So my thing is, when I met him, he was like, oh yeah, I'm bisexual, I'm out or whatever. Clearly he's not. So that is not my business. I just kind of cut him off from there because I felt used, I felt irritated. And we did end up doing something one other time after that, like a year later. And then I blocked him. I blocked him on Snapchat, I blocked his number, I stopped. And then I told Antoine after the day in the hotel, I told him the next day, because he had walked near the hotel to come see me. And I told him, he was like, okay, let's just be an open relationship. Because I felt, honestly, looking back, I was like, Antoine needed me. Like, to distract, like his brother abused him. His mom was not a good mom. His mom literally ended up kicking him out later after I left the hotel. For whatever reason. And I think he's in Chicago now. I don't know. I hope he's doing better. But I cut contact with him too, because I don't want to be not necessarily reminded. I don't want to continue anything that started during that era of my life, because all of it stemmed from something very negative. And it stemmed from desperation and anger and loneliness and distractions that I did not need. And so, basically, I broke up with him one day after he had switched hotels over text message. I didn't know if he saw it or not. I didn't check. And I broke up with him on a Friday. Then, come that Monday, I'm just sitting in my hotel room. I get a knock on the door. I look out the peephole. It's him standing there freezing because it was winter, shivering. I open the door. He gives me a hug. He is ice cold. And I feel horrible because I know he didn't see the message. I know I have to tell him, like, I can't let him leave without knowing. I can't pretend to do anything. So I give him a hug. I go wrap him in blankets. I'm like, oh my God, you're freezing. He sits in the bed, and I'm like, so did you get my message? He's like, no, my tablet's broken. So then he starts going off like about something, not like angry, just like talking. He starts rambling, starts telling me what happened, telling me why he got to switch hotels, telling me why his brother broke his tablet, and everything. So then we start hugging. So, like I said, rabbits. And then I broke up with him after. I felt horrible that I did that before breaking up with him. Like, I just felt horrible. And then he walked back to the hotel in the snow. And then I get a call from his mother about an hour later asking me where he is. My heart sank. Because I thought he would have been back to the other hotel by now, but he wasn't. And he's fine, thankfully. But you never know. Okay, I'm done with this wig, but I'm gonna still keep talking. Okay, hold on. Let me switch camera angles. We ended up parting ways. Then a few months later, I get a message after the DCS stuff happened, after I started living with my friend. It was during that time. I get a message from some random ass account on Instagram, and it's like, oh, did you used to date Antoine, right? And I'm like, yeah. He was like, did y'all? And I was like, well, why do you want to know that? He was like, because I'm his boyfriend, I want to know. And so my thing is, why does that matter? I'm not dating him anymore. This person's like flooding my DMs, mad at me or something Antoine did. And then I text Antoine, I'm like, tell your boyfriend to stop texting me. I think he saw that as a gateway to start texting me. So then he starts texting me every day, starts commenting on my stuff, starts liking my posts, starts replying to my stories. And then I finally text him. I'm like, hey, what's up? Like, why? Like, we're separated. Why are you constantly blowing up my phone? And then I find out he's living in Chicago. He got kicked out from his mom. He's not living with his mom anymore, which is a good and bad thing because he's homeless, but also, you know, he's not living with his mom anymore. So it's, you know, some good with the bad. Then he's asking me about the shelter that I was staying at, and I was like, it's this, but it's in Indiana, not Chicago. I was like, I don't know if they're going to take you, but you can try. And then I don't think he ended up going there ever. I don't know. That was the last I heard from him, thankfully. So I don't know what's up with him now. I don't know. That was just kind of me rambling for a while. I think that's all I really wanted to do. I just wanted to talk and put something out for you guys, see if this sticks, and then maybe I'll just do this because I really just like sitting down and talking to a camera. I do like doing research and like going into certain topics, but I can only do that for certain things I care about, and I really care about music. But everything I really wanted to say right now I've said. I will be reacting to Nicki's album when it drops, obviously, but till then. But that being said, if you guys enjoyed the video, please give the video a like, subscribe, turn notification bells on, subscribe to my memberships if you want to support the channel even more. Share this video with a friend. If you don't have money to subscribe to my memberships, do whatever, just at least subscribe to the channel. If you guys want to find me anywhere else, you can find me on Instagram at love_Lee_day. You can find me on TikTok at love_Lee_day, or you can find me on Twitter at TheLovelyDay. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and hopefully my tooth is fixed in the next video. Have a lovely day. Bye guys. Mwah.